This is so sick. I'm just doing podcasts from my bed today.
Yeah, but you're a musician, so it's like you're like John Lennon.
This is gross.
The internet, all things are possible.
It's true. It's true. Like this is honestly right now, like we're doing this right now around like 2:15 p.m. But like people can listen to this at like at any time.
Yeah,
So it's pretty amazing.
best time to listen to it will probably be now because it's live and it's happening.
you never know what's gonna happen on GDP Live, guy. I don't know why I started saying that like Jack Nicholson, but I liked it. And I think I'm gonna stick to that. Welcome to Gross Domesticated Podcast Live. I am your host, Pat George, and I am joined as always, not literally, but spiritually, always by our guest today. Our guest today, you can catch him at. You do still identify as him, right?
Huh?
I have to ask that shit now, right?
I identify as hungover.
Hungover fuckhead. Jay Simpson's going to be at the Punchline in Philadelphia on the 29th of November. That is the whack ass comedy show. Doors are at 6, shows at 7. You can also follow Jay Simpson at O_Jay Simpson, which is I want to say like the album Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. I went an embarrassingly amount of like a crazy amount of time not knowing what that meant. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't even know if that's illiteracy, but that is definitely I'm stunted. That's a stunt. You know what I mean?
Anytime I've ever heard jacket, I just assume masturbation immediately.
Yeah, I translate it to that. Sure, me personally, I'm thinking fuck yeah, but I'm like take off your pants and then jacket. It's like wordplay. And I go, whoa.
Watch that in the Karate Kid remake with Jackie Chan and
that's the only one I haven't seen.
Oh, you don't have to, but instead of wax on, wax off, it's jacket on, jacket off.
No way.
Yeah, it's like jacket off. And yeah.
There's no they did that?
Yeah.
They had to know what they were doing.
Of course, jacket off. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they go, and then Jackie Chan looks at the camera and he goes,
I don't want no trouble.
It's worth it now, right? But Jay Simpson's here. Also the host of the open mic at the Punchline Comedy Club. You can check him out in his bed today. How you feeling, buddy?
Today is a binge king of the hill and think about your decisions kind of day.
Where have you, if I may ask you for my first question, where did you find King of the Hill streaming?
Hulu. On Hulu.
Is it on Hulu?
On Hulu. It's all on Hulu.
You go commercial free on that?
Yes. I have the premium. I try not to fuck with commercials.
Yeah, but I know you probably don't like to show off, but it sounds like you're doing okay for yourself. You're doing good.
Ad free, baby.
You're going ad free on Hulu. I mean, that's a lot. That's almost going to cost you as much as Netflix.
Damn. Well, I think I still have I'm under my mother's, so
Mother's Netflix.
I believe so. Yes.
You're on Mother's Netflix.
Mommy, you don't watch enough anime.
I see. There's a lot of people on my my current playlist. Sorry, I'm just trying to center everything here. Production live in the spot. And hold on, this is not going to help your hangover, but
it's like jazz. Baby.
Oh God! Okay, I had to do the test. The David Lee Roth drops. Just
God damn it, baby! No, I ain't lying to you.
It's been a while since we've done a show, so I just want to make sure that everything's on point. Okay.
That sounds like my liver talking to me.
By the way, have you been Dr. Roxo any year for Halloween? I feel like that's something you could pull off pretty easily.
I stopped doing Halloween costumes a couple years ago.
Hey, Joy.
I had this really good Joker costume one year. Like the makeup was dope, the suit was fire. And this girl came up to me at a party and she goes, "Dude, your costume rules. How did you get your teeth so yellow?" And I was like, "What?"
Dude, some people just want to watch the world burn.
Some people just want to watch the world brush, dude.
Oh my God. Why would that's really like so So was that, do you think that was meant as an insult, or was she just like legitimately going like, oh my God, this is so convincing. You look like a unclean psychopath.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
And then she tried to cancel me on Twitter for doing whiteface, and I was like, what?
What? That's interesting, by the way, too. I was going to ask you this. So being a father of a child, what did you find to be the easiest thing about fatherhood so far?
Ignoring him. No.
Good. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I feel like that's the thing you've had the example of, I think, of a lot, right? Because there was a situation where like Dom and I always joke about like we always joke about our traumas.
Yeah.
We like to have a good time saying like, boy, wasn't that crazy when that happened when we were a kid? It's not like we had, she definitely had like abuse in the home at some case, not a ton, but like but enough to be like, hey, it's a scar.
Yeah.
Listen to Traumahood, the podcast. But there's like a level of I don't want to be this, and this. And there's a ton of work, or there's a ton of talk about like it takes a village. It's really hard, but we're trying actively to have a kid now. And I'm like, there has to be easy things. There has to be a thing that was like, yeah, everybody says it's hard, but like, and it is, but then there's like this thing, and it's like, that's like really easy. Do you know what I mean? Like whether it be a thing that like whether you had that bad example of it as a kid, or like you were like, I was like kind of made for this part of it. Like watching cartoons with the kids, shit like that, like we can all deal with the immaturity, but like, is there anything that you found that's like particularly either your favorite or the easiest thing to you for it?
Well, for me, like right now, it's like I didn't have a dad growing up, so I'm basically like gonna be like trying to be like a good father out of spite.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I love a spite. I love a spite pact.
Yeah, like, but fuck that, dude. I'm gonna be the best dad ever.
Watch this. I'm gonna fucking hug him. Watch. What, are you fucking watch me? Watch me, Dad.
Yeah, that what when people say like, oh, I have a dog, and it's like my child. Like, I agree, having a dog is a big responsibility.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, honestly, the similarities are there. Like if your kid shits on the street, you have to pick that up too. Like you're not just okay to just shit on the street as a human.
They both eat off the floor.
Right.
My kid loves nuggets, dude.
It doesn't matter. There's no 5, 6, 7 second rule. It's just this chicken nugget. That's the rule.
He drops it on the floor, and then I guess I don't know, maybe the carpet has like some kind of seasoning or something that he likes, but he doesn't unless it's on the carpet first.
Probably adobo.
Yeah. Advice for parents: if your kid is crying and like you just want it to go to sleep and it won't, just leave it in the crib and let it cry.
I've actually heard that. Yes, that's good advice.
You know what I mean? Because the pediatrician said if he's crying, that means he's breathing, doesn't it? I'm like, oh, that's a good point.
Real frontier kind of way to look at it, I guess. But like, yeah, sure, It also means that he could be hurt, maybe like maybe he fell, but I get what they're talking about. If he's in the crib and he's crying, he's safe. Yeah,
he's got to, if his diapers dry and he's like just still crying for just, sometimes they just cry because they're tired.
Right, same.
They don't.
Actually, I was balling right before this. I mean, it's an epidemic. I think I don't think enough people cry. I think there's a certain point. This has probably been brought up in the past, but like people there's a point where like you don't cry as much anymore. At least in men for sure. But like there's definite therapeutic elements to crying, right? And not just the release of being like, but like, isn't there actual like chemicals that release?
Yeah, so it's like dopamine and stuff.
So maybe kids are just fiends.
That's true. Yeah, it's like, gotta get it out by any means necessary.
Just like I need those pineal glands, bro. They have them. I've heard about it from Alex Jones. I'm not trying to get kicked off YouTube, but there's glands in there that the Illuminati use to stay young and shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. You know, if you take the pituitary gland out of a kitten, it stays a kitten forever, right?
What?
It's called forever kitten.
I've been dealing with these fucking dipshit fucking full grown cats. That motherfucker's eating me out of house at home. I tell you what.
Nope, rip its pituitary gland out so it can never grow.
And it's super healthy for them, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I
Can you
mean, you
do
have
that
to
to
remove
kids?
it. You have to go in through the eyes, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it stays a kitten forever because it dies.
Yeah, no eyes.
It's
Yeah.
not going to grow anymore because it's dead.
Well, I left my buddy's house at like 6:30 this morning, and
Jesus.
I let his cat out by accident.
Ugh.
I didn't get home until like 7:30 because I was fucking trying to crawl into this truck trying to get this cat.
Did you get it?
Uh-huh. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
good.
No.
I'll tell you what, man. There's a weird fear that I have. Two of the biggest fears that I have: sinkholes and the fact that my cats will be in the house when it's on fire. And I won't be home to like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind if I'm in the house. Like, yeah, I can scoop up 3 cats and get them the fuck out. Actually, really, if my house catches fire and I have to get the cat, like find them, you know what I mean? Because I'm assuming they'll just fucking hide. They're not gonna like stick with me. I'll be screaming. So like, I gotta like catch them or something like that. But like, definitely leaving my pets at home. I don't know if this is a phobia that I got from, particularly from the pandemic. You know, being like stuck at home for so long, you get safe and
Just like lighting matches in the dark.
I almost said xenophobic. Yeah. What's the other one? What's the one where you don't want to go outside? No, not claustrophobic. Agoraphobic. That's what it is. The horror movie one.
Yeah.
If I felt like maybe like slightly agoraphobic, but particularly manifesting into not wanting my cats to suffer while I was away. Isn't that fucking crazy? Because cats are like famously. I mean, that cat was hanging out under a truck. He obviously wanted to go hang out under a truck, or was it a she?
I didn't catch the pronouns. I'm sorry.
Christ. You know what?
Monster.
So I guess I guess the thing is like the fear of like the cat getting out and shit like that. I freak out about a little bit because we live next door. But for the most part, I don't think my cats want to go outside.
They like I think that they probably do like a little poking,
Yeah.
and then like, still sucks.
Yeah. I still get nervous. So was you so was you. So was he was it like was it a situation where you were partying at your friend's house, or you were just there to pet the cat?
He's my he's my boss, and we were just drinking mezcal out of fancy glasses and like
Nice. Yeah. Hell yeah.
trying to plan the next step and stuff. And
Nice.
uh,
No, I think there's there's a time, like a lot of people say nothing good happens after 2 a.m. But like, I think drinking, like a lot of times I feel like there's a weird thing. We were talking about a little bit before the show about like pursuing comedy and stuff like that. There's weird like different parts of it that you have to like, particularly most of the good things in comedy kind of do happen after 2 a.m. Do you know what I mean? Like not always, but like a lot of good, like at least a lot of good ideas that I've had, like where I've had to jump out of bed, where almost, you know what I mean? Like almost famously, I feel like I haven't been staying up late enough for comedy. Does that make sense?
that's also true. You ever do a show in the daylight?
Too many.
While it's still light outside? It's
I was doing outdoor daylight shows before the pandemic. It was awful. Yeah, it's a pretty bad state of affairs when you're doing pandemic shows before there was a pandemic. Like that was the structure. When I saw everybody complaining about having to perform outside, I was just like, you simply come here. I was born in the darkness or the daylight. Really, I've had actual literal crickets at a show before because we're right next to the woods, and they were like, it wasn't like, oh, a joke didn't work. I couldn't finish telling a joke because they were getting like, you know, the cicadas when they get really loud. It was like that kind of like, it was just like, all right. That's the end of my show. You guys, goodbye. Get out.
live from the bog.
What's the worst show do you think you've done so far?
Ooh, I did a real rough one last Saturday.
Oh, wow. That reason.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be like, wow. Let me think. Oh, it's been a couple of years. So
Yeah, no, this one kind of blew. It was for the female Gymnastics Association. It was a fundraiser for like their parents.
Okay.
Um, and so it was a tiny little speaker. I'm in the dining room, like in between the dining room and the bar. That's like where they set us up, like basically in a service station.
Right.
I'm in a service station.
Perfect for comedy.
100%. And the World Series is playing on the TV directly behind my head. It was like game 4.
And you can't tell them to turn it off because like justifiably they have precedent kind of in, especially if you were in Philly, right?
No, this is in Jersey.
Oh yeah, fuck that. Turn it off. Like no way, dude. This is Jersey.
Uh
Jersey's not playing in the World Series.
It fucking never went, dude. Not once.
Not even once. Those bums can't even fucking get out. They can't even get out a fucking team on the field. So, you know.
I don't think Jersey has a team.
Yeah, I know.
Does New Jersey have a team for anything?
The Devils. They have the Devils. I think the Nets. No, they went to Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, the Brooklyn Nets.
They don't have a baseball team. They don't have they technically don't have a football team, but 2 football teams play in their state.
The Jets and
the Giants at the same stadium.
Oh, fucking bums, dude.
Right? Right? I'm telling you, like Jersey's a shifty place.
What happens if they play in 2 different teams at the same?
I think they particularly schedule it not to be that way. Like I'm not the biggest football fan. I followed it throughout my life a little bit, but I think for the most part, like the only thing that ever fucks up sporting events as far as the arena or booking, like double booking, is if they book concerts and the team ends up making the playoff, which is hilarious because I always think like they're just like, well, Lady Gaga's available. Let me see. What's our roster look like? Yeah, we'll give it a shot. Yeah, these guys aren't going to make it out of the fucking first round. So yeah, what, September? What do you think? So I feel like that's the only thing that ever fucks that up, but they've definitely had it where like the Giants brag about it. As far as I know, this is my knowledge of it. The Giants brag about it being their home arena and the Jets are allowed to use it. And the fucking area code is definitely Jersey. It's Jersey. The Meadowlands in particular. So there's definitely bodies underneath. You froze a little bit, so I don't. You froze up a bit.
I think that's fair. Oh,
no, you go. What's fair?
What happened?
You're good now. Technical difficulties. Oh, there you are. Hey.
Ah, yeah.
Look at you.
Sorry, I just decided to do it on my phone.
That's okay. Did you? What? I have no idea what you've been getting from me, or if you have been getting anything from me. But I was just explaining. This was the way your signal was working, like the way you were coming through was like I took when I was probably even too young to be doing like drinking or obviously smoking weed or anything like that. I took like 30 days off of weed, booze, jerking off, like all that, like straight up Josh Hartnett. Yeah. And on the 30th night, like, or whatever, the 31st day or whatever, I was like, I'm gonna get fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like, I don't have a problem. Let's get fucked up. So
take a shot at your own jizz.
Dude, I was fucking throwing ropes, just slamming beers, all this shit. But I was like, oh, let's fucking smoke. My brother was like, all right, hey, let's smoke. Right. But he didn't have any papers. And he ended up rolling a joint out of tampon papers, like a tampon wrapper somehow. I don't know exactly how this worked, but it was like a paper tampon cover that he used as papers. And
why did he have a tampon?
Because he had a girlfriend and You know what I mean? Like, so,
yeah, that bitch. No,
yeah, right. And he's like, this is exactly why she's not here right now.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I always keep one on me because she's a real clamp.
Yeah, I was like, hey, why don't you calm down? You just throw him, to ease the situation. You know?
Yeah, that would have pissed her off.
So he rolled it up, and I was like, I was already wasted, and he's like, all right, and we smoked, and like I don't remember anything. The only thing I remember is like everything kind of skipping like a DVD, and that's what you're saying. You're like, and then
Yeah,
and then you would be like,
that's exactly what you were doing.
yeah. So it was like, and I had that, and I was just like, this is fucking weird. Passed out on the couch, and like I remember waking up to puke in the tub. Like honestly, probably the tub or the toilet. I can't remember, but made it to the bathroom. It was pretty reasonable after the fact, being not wasted for so long, and then getting to the point where I was like I partied for sure, but the gravest of mistakes was made where I got wasted drunk, then smoked, which is, you can't do that. You just can't do that.
I'm doing them both constantly.
Yeah, but that means you have a tolerance. I mean, like,
that's not good, dude. That's not a good thing.
Wait. So wait, do you get like I think if you smoke before you drink, so if you wake up in the morning, there's no judgment here. All right, Jay, I want you to know that. You wake up in the afternoon. Sorry.
Yeah.
You wake up in the afternoon. What's the thing you reach for? It looks like you're giving me your answer right now. Boom.
Yeah.
So in my humblest of opinions, you're just waking up and taking your medicine. If you call alcohol medicine, you're a creep. You know what I mean?
It used to be medicine.
It used to be medicine, right? What do you think Robitussin is?
Delicious? No.
That's why they made it so good. There's not a coincidence why there's a grape flavor for Loco and Robitussin. Okay?
Is this like a black thing?
No, it's just delicious.
Oh,
oh wait, well. Wait, are you asking me?
I'm like, the grape flavor, huh?
Oh, I was thinking, fruit punch and whatever. But yeah, you're right. Four Loco, and I think everybody has that story too, of like they've definitely got fucked up on Four Loco. That's the last. I think that was the last time I puked.
I was drinking Four Locos when like they first came out. I won a karaoke contest, and they sent me for 3 nights to South Padre Island in the Gulf of Mexico. And
that's cool.
Yeah.
Is that fun?
Yeah, dude, spent $100 the entire weekend.
Yeah.
And I like just to rent jet skis. Everything else like they covered.
Wow, really? Even
yeah,
it was Loco?
I mean, yeah, but they were like at a gas station for like $4.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like an Arizona tea can, but they just use the name of the price.
Yeah, I threw a phone book at my girlfriend at the time.
Okay.
I threw it at her back. Like, we were fucked up, and then she turned around.
Right.
Well, yeah. Well, she turned around, and I saw the biggest bug I've ever seen in existence. So like, it was like we were like arguing a little bit too. So I was like,
"You're welcome."
Yeah, pretty much.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think there's the comedy contest like structure is really cool, but I've never heard of somebody ever giving away like a trip to something. I've always heard
it was a karaoke contest.
Karaoke. What did I say? A comedy contest. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I've done a comedy contest or a karaoke contest, but I just won like a tab to the bar. You know what I mean? And basically covered the tab we created. We just drank for free that night. Essentially, we got wasted drunk that night. Actually, I think friend of mine ended up having to pay a little bit more because they were like, the more drinks you bought, the more votes you got, right? The more tickets you got to vote for whoever you wanted to win the competition. And it was at a gay bar in Tampa called the Mail Room, Male.
That's hilarious.
The Mail Room. That's where I sang C is for Cookie by the Cookie Monster. And ended up getting the most votes. I don't know how, but because they
like who's the bear singing "C is for Cookie,"
right? You know what I mean? Like I think I was a beefcake to these guys because
they were like, God,
dude. Oh my God. So
D is for cock.
dude, I had the coolest Roger Merritt and the Disasters shirt that I wore all the time. I hated the band, but I fucking loved this shirt more than anything. And I wore it that night. Had an awesome night performing karaoke and getting fucking blackout drunk, and ended up puking all over the front of my shirt, and like kind of crumpled it up and threw it, like, oh, I'll take care of that tomorrow. Passed out, and then was just the next day I was like, this is unsalvageable. This is disgusting. It all went right there. Like, there's a lot of stories of me apparently getting wasted and throwing up. So I'm just trying to make you feel better. You know what I mean? Sometimes, I've been up at 6 o'clock in the morning, peeing in the middle of a median on a busy road. You know what I mean? Like, sure, who hasn't?
I don't really throw up anymore.
Maybe that is, yeah.
Last time I threw up, I did a show up in my hometown. Then I stayed at my buddy's place, and he was taking me to the bus to get the bus back to Philly. It was like 9 a.m. We stayed up pretty late. We ate like $40 worth of Wawa each.
Nice. Feasted, dude. That's a feast.
Yeah, it was legendary. So I'm in his car, and I have this little one hitter where just it looks like a cigarette. You just dip it in, and you just get one little puff of weed.
I usually have mine right here. I would show you, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Literally, I took one hit and just coughed too hard and threw up all over the side of this guy's car. On the inside, it was in the
cup Wawa. What a waste!
I know.
Dude, that would have been my very first thought. Would have been just like, oh no, all that Wawa.
So I'm helping him I'm helping him clean it up, but it's a lot, and we're at the bus station, just trying to get as much as we can at it. And he goes, last call for Philadelphia, and I'm like, I gotta go, dude. He's like, you're a fucking asshole. He's just left him to clean up my puke out of his car.
Dude, I would think that there is for sure. I think the only time I would say that there's no karma. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like I've ever had to pay for, and honestly, I've been pretty responsible with my puke in the past. You know what I mean? For the most part, but I've had some real doozies on me, out the windows, stuff like that, and I never feel like I've truly paid for my sins in that case. If there was a 12-step group for not even just substance abuse, but legitimately I just want that making amends part for the times I was drunk. If I could just do that step, I guess it's just being a good friend.
That step of the 12-step program.
Yeah. I just need that one step. I don't need to, you know what I mean? The higher power. Yeah, sure. Whatever. But I just want to figure out hey man, are you mad at me? Cause I remember puking all over your car, and I'm so sorry because you never did that. I've had that with my car. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just it's like a flat circle, like Matthew McConaughey said. You know what I mean? You're not necessarily going to get it back this way, but it's coming back to you in one way or another.
Mysterious ways. You never know.
Or if you have kids, your kids puking on you.
Oh yeah, I've been puked on directly into the face, open mouth and everything. And then I puked, so I puked back on him.
Right? Just turned into oh yeah.
If I see you do it, I'm going to do it too, dude.
Yeah, you gotta stop. You have to stop.
See, I'm pretty good at listening to my body when it comes to stuff like that. When it comes to partying, I know as soon as my mouth gets wet, so let me hit the bathroom.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's just spit, and you can talk. You can talk yourself down from throwing up, and then sometimes, more times than not, if you just do it, you're gonna feel way better.
Legitimately, the time I feel that feeling the most is when I take my zinc on an empty stomach.
Yeah, in the morning. Yeah,
that's legitimately the only time I know exactly. The feeling that you're having, but it's been so long since I've had that from drinking because. Dude, I am such a bitch now as far as my tolerance has become such a weakling. Do you know what I mean? It's as far as that stuff, but as anything else, the only other substance I really do necessarily is the magical plant known as marijuana, right?
My
But
favorite.
there's often times where I go like, you know what? I would like to feel this again. I would like to be able to feel like, the feeling of like it. That's when I start feeling kind of like addict-ish. But as far as like alcohol or anything like that, it's gotten to a point where I don't, even now, where if I have like 3 beers, I'm like, I'm gonna feel like shit tomorrow. I'm just gonna feel bad. I can only tolerate drinking to the point where I know I'll feel like shit the next day. Like,
Yeah, eventually you just get used to feeling like shit about yourself all the time.
right.
That's
Exactly.
it's like, oh yeah, I feel like shit. I feel like shit on the inside.
And it just works. It's a
Yeah,
plan.
no, I mean, like, I don't just delve into my alcoholism.
Yeah, let's get into it.
I'm like a social drinker, but like I'm always social.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
like I don't really keep booze at the house ever. Like
I feel that way about I wanted to try that like with weed, but then that just means I'm going out and smoking other people's weed. But like I was saying earlier about the somewhat agoraphobic nature of my habits, I oftentimes I'm not social enough. So like, do I want to come off as a mooch that's really social? Or wait, is that two things? Or do I want to be the guy who's like sitting at home just watching TV and smoking? Do you know what I mean?
The mooch is living a way better life.
Right. And that's the thing is like, and not just because you're not buying weed. And I don't like, because you can be generous with your money or time in other ways. And I think that's the thing is being a social smoker or social drinker. The only downside with being the social drinker is the fact that like the effects are so much. They still affect you so much more even after the fact. When you're like, all right, cool, we're done smoking. Like, let's just go chill out somewhere. You know what I mean? You're not like, well, let's get a fuck. You're like, I have way more of the let's fucking keep going. You know what I mean? Like at a certain point, and like I said, I've kind of trained, like I've gotten my body down to where like I can't even get to that point anymore where my inhibitions have gone. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like there's other downsides to drinking in my opinion, like as far as like that stuff. But with weed, it just, I keep reassessing because there's definite impulse control issues in my family, but like it's just the fact that the older I've gotten, the more the things that I really like kill me,
yeah.
or hurt me. You know what I mean? Like even like butter and shit. Like I said, legitimately, actually, you know what? I can't remember the last time I threw up. You want to know the last time I fucking threw up, Jay? Is when I accidentally took all my vitamins at once.
That's what?
Yeah. That's
too healthy.
You want to know how fucking lame that feels?
Are they Flintstones?
No, they're like the real ones you get at like Costco and like other places.
How many different vitamins were you taking?
So, Jay, I'm going to tell you. Because I know that I don't eat the foods that I'm supposed to get the nutrients my body needs.
The fuck is a nutrient?
Oh, it's like the bullshit. It's like the soul of the food. You need the food soul to be good because you're going to eat souls. You're going to eat souls. You got to eat souls.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But you need them to be good, pure souls, not fried souls. not evil fucking cholesterol souls. Butter.
Yeah.
Butter's bad, apparently. Salt, it's good and bad. I don't know.
Yeah, so, I'm on the fence about the salt thing.
It's crazy, right? Like fried foods. So I was mentioning earlier, like where we want to have a baby and stuff like that. I'm looking up foods that promote good sperm and like would be detrimental to sperm. And apparently, again, everything I love is bad for reproducing.
You know what's good for sperm?
What's that?
You got to just drink more sperm. You got to drink sperm. Yeah.
You gotta have like competing. You gotta have it like you gotta make them want it.
Listen, there's enough nutrients in sperm to make a person.
Oh, now you know about nutrients, huh?
Oh, they're not. They're
Oh, the
nutrients.
nut. You're right. I know what
Oh,
you're talking about.
nutrients. Yeah, NUT. Dude. It's short for
Nutrients,
nutritious. I'm gonna bust the nutritious. Dude.
Perfect. So I think there's I'm trying to eat to be healthy, right? But I'm not gonna fucking eat healthy. I'm not gay, Jay. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat cheeseburgers, but I'm gonna take a fuck ton of fish oil because like I'm healthy, right?
Okay.
So I take fish oil, calcium, probiotics, B12, D3. You know what I'm saying?
Quack quack quack.
Zinc, sometimes collagen.
Wait, isn't that like for the stuff they use for fake lips and fake asses?
Well, apparently they make it for men now, and it's in pill form. Costco said.
Not just for chicks anymore.
I feel like there's an turmeric.
Okay, that's the yellow one.
Yeah, and I think that's it. Did I say zinc? Or I said zinc already, right? Because I think that was the doozy. Because the fish oil's 2 capsules a day, calcium's two a day, turmeric 2 a day. But I'm taking them all at once like a fucking weirdo, like some kind of fucking reckless fuck.
Yeah, it's like you're like a starlet in the 30s who wants to end it all.
Yeah, dude. I was laid up in a bed, just distraught with pill bottles all over the floor. I was just like, I've had enough.
When I came home, the first thing I did was fall into my ottoman and cry.
No, dude, it was so bad because it was like as I was pondering, do I have to make I knew I wasn't like, it's not like harmful. Like I'm not going to like die from it. But I was like, could that be, is that going to fuck up my day? And like, but almost by the end of like day, I started going, it was just like, my body was like, what the fuck did you just do, Pat? And I was just like pushing all of them out.
Not all at once.
It was awful. It was like, it's almost like, and I think I did it all on an empty stomach. Like all of those pills were the only thing in my stomach. And then I was just like, oh, as like I was drinking my water, I was like, no. So it was immediate. It had to have been what people feel when they commit suicide and then immediately regret it. When they're just like, oh, I just took a whole bottle of pills. I'm so sorry. It's like that. It was that immediate regret, but I luckily didn't have to be rushed to the hospital and there was no charcoal involved.
I need to call that number on that Mr. Yuck sticker immediately.
What do I do? So I'm a lightweight in like almost every sense of the word, except for it feels like, and I don't know if it's just my body chemistry. Like legitimately, Jay, I don't know if I can ever consider weed medicine like they say it is, but like I think it might be, and I think it actually does kind of work. Like
I have a bad back when I smoke. My back doesn't hurt anymore.
Right. Like CBD is cool and everything, but it's not. It doesn't.
No, it's not.
Fuck you up.
No, it's not. CBD is lame, dude.
I think CBD is a waste of money. It's like
it 100% is.
Because I've wasted money on it. I got my head slapped at a fucking flea market in Florida. This snake oil salesman was just had his little fucking thing up, and at the time,
charlatan.
Yeah, exactly. A fucking Charlotte. He had a fucking top hat on. He said, "Step right up, kid."
It's like, do you like smoking weed with none of the benefits?
Yeah, do you like smoking weed? But you like smoking weed, not feeling any effect from it, and also it being still as illegal because CBD was still illegal to, I think it was almost the same extent as marijuana at the time. Yeah. So my first thought was like, how do you have a sign that says CBD for sale? How are you doing this? But like, I didn't want to ask too many questions because I'm like, this is a good deal. Let's just get some fucking CBD, right? And Dom was like, I don't know about this, and I was like, shut up, woman. You know, like,
how much for all of it? Here's $500. How much for all of
money? Yeah, here's $500. How much for all of this? There's only 2 carts, but I guess you can. And then took it and was like, I can't remember even what kind. I think it was a vape pen, like a vape cartridge at the time. I was kind of like, I remember like hooking it up and just being like, all right, here we go. And I did it. And I was just like, it just kind of tastes like a candle. I was like, oh man, is this like fucking incense or some shit? Like I didn't know what it was. It may have been high quality CBD, but the unfortunate thing is the highest quality CBD and the whatever the fuck he could have cracked open fish oil and just poured it into the thing.
That's a weird vitamin that you take.
Fish oil, yeah.
It's like, I mean, because the other one's like vitamin C, vitamin D.
Yep.
Fish
oil.
Yeah, let's squeeze this fish out for my health. Just wringing it out of fish.
It is very strange, and also I have found it strange because there is a variety of fish oil you can purchase. That's called labeled burp less formula fish oil.
So fishes make you burp less?
Yeah, apparently this particular brand of fish oil has figured out and isolated the chemical in fish oil that makes you go like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, it's probably because you have gills now.
And if I may offer you this advice, no, they didn't. But now when you burp, it tastes like orange. Yuck.
That would just give me like, I have to carry Tums with me everywhere I go.
See, that's now I'm starting to think you possibly may have an issue, but just because it's the substance is leading to or did you have to do Tums before drinking?
I've always I mean, heartburn's like, my family's got shitty gallbladders.
Okay.
And like heartburn's kind of like, it just runs. And now that I'm in my 30s, it's just I have like a cigarette set, my cigarette cellophane. Mm-hmm. I just fill it with Tums before I go, and I wrap it up and I put it in my pocket. Dude, so like, I'll be like hanging out like at a party or something and just like start popping pills. And like, you try is gonna get down. It's like, oh, fucking.
Let me show you.
So sometimes I just have them loose in my pocket.
See that?
There's a fish. I thought, is there an actual fish in there?
There's a fish oil.
Oh, I thought it was like a little goldfish in a.
Do you see all those pink pills here?
Yeah.
Allergy medicine, just in case.
You never know. You never know.
I keep them on me too, dog. You know what I mean? Just in case. If I start having a runny nose, you best believe it's not going to be for long.
It's like, yo, you didn't tell me you had a dog. My eyes, my eyes.
Don't worry.
Yeah, or have like a dog lick your face and you just lose all vision.
Yeah, totally. Wait, are you allergic to dogs?
Yeah, and I have a dog. She's around here somewhere. But like,
why do you do that?
I don't know. It's like bigger dogs.
Okay, so is it? So do you have a hypoallergenic dog right now?
Yeah, I think she is. I don't know. She's got like longer hair, but it's like she's like a Shih Tzu Maltese mix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Most likely, I think those are usually the one. I think there's so this is the weirdest thing, and I didn't know that there was a difference. I thought there was just different terms for the same thing, but there's a difference between hair and fur. So maybe yours, like you said, it has longer hair, which you're not allergic to. But I always thought it was the dander.
The cats have dander.
Cats have dander. You hear that?
Yeah. Isn't it fucked up that like the animals have hair everywhere except where we have hair? Like,
yeah, dude,
like, where are your pubes, dude? Animals don't have pubes.
I have never agreed with something so quickly that apparently has been plaguing me, and I did not know it until just now.
The fuck, dude, no hair. They have hair everywhere else.
Look, I'll show you.
Bald as a baby.
Let me get in the light.
Look at that shaved pussy's pussy.
Yeah, look at that puss, dude. I didn't even realize. Yeah, dude. Why do they have like their little fucking bits are just? I remember I work when I work like a couple days a week for a crematory and a pet crematory.
That's so funny.
And we go to vets offices, and one of the vets offices that I was going to, I actually started using them as my personal vet because I really like, I will drive an hour to take my cats to the vet because these guys care. So like, I feel like I just did a commercial for them, but I didn't say their name specifically because it was a weird situation where the night before my cat was sleeping on the ottoman next to me, and I was a little nervous because like out of nowhere, he was like just sleeping peacefully. He just kind of like woke up and like started immediately like he like had his leg up and he just had this fucking humongous boner. Like, and I say I do this because that is a humongous cat boner. But it was probably it was like, you know, a little cat dick. You ever seen a cat dick?
No.
They're weird as fuck. You know,
they're
lipstick?
very hard. It's like seeing Mew in the wild. It's
Dude,
very.
I've seen too much of it.
Yeah. I've never seen a cat's dick.
And this was my like concern, was because like I don't remember ever seeing my cat's dick. I never remember my cat being violently awoken from a nap just to flash his wiener at me and me to go like, you know what I mean? Like, and it looked weird. It kind of looked like maybe too big. I'm not trying to brag or anything. My cat's got a big dick, but it kind of looks like a dog dick, like lipstick, you know, like the regular thing. But it's like it's weird. It's like it almost looks like a tip of a bottle, like a nipple, like that.
Nipple dick.
Yeah, he's got a little nipple dick. Dick. So
that's crazy. I've never seen a cat dick. I've seen a bajillion dog dicks.
Too many.
Yeah, so get away from it.
So I immediately took a picture because I was like, I'm going to the vet's office tomorrow, or maybe I'll Google this just in case, or I'll do something, you know, go to Pet MD or something. I don't know. And I go to the vet's office the next day and I go, weird question for you. My cat was sleeping the other, and I just explained the story, and I was like, he's like, he woke up. Like, did he just have like a really good dream? Is this? And I just go like, it just looked weird. I was like, I took a picture. Do you want to see it? And she's just like, sure. And I was just like, I feel really weird doing this. I was like, oh, that's mine. Okay, here's his. And she's just like, yeah, that's normal. She's like, I was just like,
yeah, it's a cat's dick.
And look, if somebody has seen a cat dick, it's this lady for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What if she was like, cats don't have dicks, and made you leave?
Cats lay eggs. Get out.
Yeah, all cats are girls who lay eggs. Everybody knows dogs are boys and cats are girls.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Every cartoon I've ever learned is.
Yeah, it's true. That's I think the correlation. So I still made an appointment just in case, because he's got a little skin thing going on. Plus, I would just want him to see the dick in person. Just to be like, is this too big or something like that? Pat, stop. Take your cat.
Should I get him neutered?
Like, what is this? I mean, I got him neutered already, but look at it. Look at this. Have you seen this?
Did you guys install a bigger dick in my cat when you neutered him?
What's going on here? I don't think I got room for this back at the house.
I'm gonna need to get 2 cat boxes.
You guys got any female cats that need fucking, or
all cats are girls?
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, I think I don't want to keep you too much longer. I know that you have another podcast. That he's a very busy man. This Jason.
Busy today. I'm doing all these podcasts in my underwear in the bed today.
I told you, you are a musician, comedian, right? So there's got to be a John Lennon type. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Sleeping.
And sometimes, yeah, and sometimes there's an Asian lady yelling at me. I'm more like John Lennon than you think.
And you know what? He threw shit at her too. Beat the fuck out of Yoko.
Can somebody come shoot me in the face?
Wait a minute. I don't think you should go outside today, Jay.
Hey,
this is not trending well for you right now.
Hey, just got done A Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, it's a good book. Whatever. Yeah, some nerd. Yeah. Do you ever see that? Yeah. Have you ever seen the picture? You must have seen the picture of John Hinckley, right? John Hinckley behind John Lennon. Like, he was there earlier that day, and somebody else took a picture of John Lennon, but he was in the background. You ever seen that? No,
but I'm familiar with it. I know it exists. Yeah, I heard about it like on a documentary.
I'm going to leave you with this. Do you think that you have met the person that is going to be the reason for your demise? Just a light question to end the show, or to end your part.
Now I'm going to start keeping my fucking head on a swivel, bro. There's a lot of snakes out there. Sometimes the people you think that are closest to you are the ones that are going to stab you in the back and shoot you in the face after reading A Catcher in the Rye.
Exactly. That's my point I was trying to make. Is what I'm saying.
Gee whiz, I sure hope so.
So my best.
Bring it on, dude.
Yeah. All right. You know what? How about this? How about this? If they are watching, Jay, why don't you tell them something?
Fucking samurai swords at dawn will on a beach and we'll settle this like men.
Fuck
Like
yeah.
like ancient Asian men.
Like ancient Asian men, but culturally accurate and respectful.
Yeah. Oh, we'll do the bow and everything. Get little ponytails. Okay, so but when I cut you in half, you can't fall apart until I click the sword back in.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah,
And you have
that's-
to look. You have to do that's to me low key. That is a way better walk away than the one of from an explosion.
Oh
The
yeah.
explosion is just too. The explosion is doing all the work. You are producing the moment in that case.
Yeah.
Chop a
You
guy
cut a
in half,
motherfucker in half.
turn around.
And then
Oh yeah,
and then he falls in half. Yeah, when you put it back, yeah. So like you draw, cut him in half, and then like he like freezes,
Yeah.
and like you don't know which one's dead. You don't know who got fucked up until you click your sword back in, and then he falls to pieces.
You know what? How about this? Even you have to say something as you bring the sword up to wipe the blood off on your fucking pants, and then
Oh no, you just go whoosh, like that. Like go. Whoosh.
So wait, there's no blood on the sword.
Well, I mean, I would cut him so hard that like it would just cauterize instantly. Probably.
Nice. You're gonna cut him with a hot sword.
Yeah, I mean, if there is blood on it, you just kind of and like it flicks off.
I always like the one where they lick it. I always like when they go like.
Wait, who's licking swords, dude?
You ever seen that?
I've never seen it.
You need to get out more. I'm telling you. You know what? Disregard what I said earlier. Go out there. People are licking swords out there, dude. And that is not a metaphor.
I missed that episode of Forged in Fire.
Exactly. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. You got a new binge now. Turn King of the Hill off. Get some Forged in Fire on there. People are licking swords, bro.
One of these episodes, he's gonna lick this bad boy.
Don't forget to follow Jay Simpson on Instagram, _J Simpson, and or follow his YouTube channel, OJ Simpson is funny. Also, he is the regular host of the Open Mic at the Punchline Comedy Club in Philadelphia, as well as will be featured on Whack Ass Comedy. I'm trying to do it from memory. 11/29. I can't do it. I made the mistake of pointing to the words to go like, you'll remember these words. And then
it looks like you're reading two things at once.
I kind of am. Oh yeah. I'm looking at you, but the camera's there. Andy complained about this yesterday when we were recording. He said, can you just look at me? I was like, no, look, when I look over here, it looks like I'm looking towards you. Right.
Yeah.
And then when I look here, I'm looking at the audience. Hey guys, how you doing? You guys are watching.
Yeah, but like I'm also looking at you like the audience is looking at you. So it's like there's like this weird disconnect.
Yeah.
Like you haven't looked at me the whole time, but it's been fine. I get it. You just because you are looking at me.
You're coming off as a real Andy right now. You know that?
Oh, please. I'll never be that fat and gay.
Did you ever hear what I compared him to? I used to say I thought he looks like a McRib without the sauce.
That's so accurate.
It's pretty accurate, but he's getting even beefier now. So he's less pork, more beef, and we love him for it. But check out Jay at the Whack Ass Comedy Showcase, at Whack Ass Comedy Show, at Punchline in Philadelphia at 11/29, doors at 6, shows at 7. Jay, thanks again for making time. I'm sorry to have to switch things around for you.
Oh, you're great, man.
But thank you so much for making time for me today, man.
Dude, anytime. Pat George, you're the man. Come see me sometime in Philadelphia.
I love you, buddy.
Love you too, man.
All right. Have a safe one.
Girl, bye.
See you, buddy. That was Jay Simpson. The wonderful Jay Simpson was kind of, I said I had to switch stuff around earlier because I originally was planning on trying to do this around 12, but inadvertently before any issue, before even finding out that Jay was in a little hungover, actually didn't wake up until a little bit before 12 o'clock, which actually worked out to our favor because I ended up having to pick up Dom from work, which is no issue, but I really appreciate Jay making some time for us today. I just wanted to let everybody know that it is listening. I'll wrap up the show and tell you should check out Drag the Lake. You should check out Proper Ebonics. You should follow Baby Mermaid Productions on Instagram, as well as here on YouTube. If you're watching live, you can catch the show live. I'm going to try to be better about posting beforehand to let you know who I'm going to be having on the show, when we will be recording or streaming live. So that way we get a better we let people know ahead of time. So I want everyone to know I've been working on getting a better structure. I'm also going to be doing probably, I can't say monthly because there'll be UFC pay-per-views or events. I want to try to start doing regular Sunday shows after the event, try to do a live stream because I want to talk about more. I want to talk about more martial arts. I haven't been doing a lot of the 6 a.m. podcast lately, so I haven't been really getting a fix of that. And I really do enjoy talking MMA, fighting in general. I've been watching a lot more boxing lately. I don't understand boxing so much, but luckily we will be having I don't know if he's a professional boxer. I want to find out more about his boxing background. Not saying that he has to prove anything to me, but we'll be having comedian Naeem Ali. He's also one of the co-hosts of Do Rag and Deer Tag podcast, as well as I believe it is, this was another conversation I just had with Andy about using slang incorrectly. So I want to make sure I get the show right, but I'll have the plugs for him. But he's multiple podcasts of hilarious comedian. He's also on an episode of Hacks. Of course, I don't see it here, but I will make sure that I have all of those down. I have lots of questions, boxing related, comedy related. I want to know how he got started, stuff like that. As well as I've reached out to a couple other people, but if there are people that you guys want to hear on the show, or you want to see on the show that you think would be a good fit for the show, let me know, because I want to try to get back into the swing of things of this. And again, make sure you're checking out shows. Some of the other shows I've been doing in the meantime: Drag the Lake, a music podcast that I co-host with my buddy Andy. So it's a lot like the show we were doing before, What About, but it is a little bit more focused on our interests without trying to cater to other people. Like, we're trying to kind of find the best of both worlds and not just kind of figure out what we should do, but we are finding out what we want to do, and it's working. So it's really a lot of fun. And he does some solo episodes as well. And I've done some solo episodes with like lists. We both have quite a few lists out there on Spotify exclusively. So if you listen on Spotify, you can check those out. There's let's see, what was it? Some great car chase songs, some of our favorite songs by certain bands. I believe I made a list personally, 5 songs that I was too scared to mosh pit to, when I was a kid, because I used to like to mash when I was a kid, but not right away because I was a big pussy when I was a child. Not that I'm not a pussy now, I'm just a little bit bigger. So if you want to check any of that stuff out, go to YouTube, follow Drag the Lake, follow Baby Mermaid Productions. You can see new episodes of Proper Ebonics. Follow them on Instagram, Alan and Kirk. Check out old episodes of Falls Count Anywhere, some episodes of 6 a.m. Great episodes out there. Wonderful content. More consistency. Again, something that I love to talk about, but have a little trouble sometimes keeping. Maybe you guys can help out too. So let me know what you want to talk about. Stuff like that. You can always call the show 717-559-2971. If you have thoughts, ideas, topics, things you want to hear. If you have a question for Naeem, you want to ask, go ahead, ask him. I'm going to ask him a lot about boxing. He's probably going to get tired of it, but I'm also going to try to get some people that I haven't had on the show. So I believe I have had Jay on the show in the past, but if I haven't, that's something that he's a guy that I've known for years now. I met through Andy and those guys and just really enjoy talking to him. He's a great guy. I wish him the best. I think he's a wonderful human being that deserves only the best. So make sure you check out him on all those platforms that I was talking about earlier. And don't forget to contact the show if you love us. Like the video, subscribe, do all that shit. Because I love you.
Gross.